chapter from the book The Mind of the Soul by Master Gary and Linda. The topic is the science of the soul. In the last chapter, we have seen that the author is saying those human beings who are having five sensory, their motto is survival, while those who are having multisensory, their motto is spiritual growth. And we saw that Newton's law describes the physical cause and effect, but the non physical cause and effect is not explained by science. This is what we have learned in the last chapter. Now, in this chapter, the author is saying that for responsible choice, we should understand the cause and effect. Hmm? And then he goes on saying that multisensory humans, they create a new science. This is called as science of the soul. Okay. The science of the soul not only take a responsibility of physical effects, but also non-physical causes and effect. Like last time we have described the thoughts, the intention, the emotions. That's are not taken into consideration by the science, but the soul science, it takes into consideration about the effect of our thoughts, effect of our intention. Okay. And then the soul scientist, the soul scientists, they create a laboratory life. Their lives are considered as a laboratory, while the physical scientist or the normal scientist, they create experiments in their own laboratories by creating physical causes and observing its effect. While the soul scientists, they use their lives as their laboratories, and they experiment by observing their thought, intention, and then seeing their effect. Then the author is saying that the mirror, the reflection, what is reflected will not change until what is reflected changes. The experiences are mirror of our intentions, and it is reflected back to us. Now he's saying how we can, be a scientist, soul scientist. So he says in the step wise methodology, first is become aware of your intention. Second, he is saying consider what each of your intentions will create. Third, he says choose the intention that will create the consequences you desire. And then he says this is the responsible choice. Okay, when we create an intention that will create the desired consequences. So we need to go called as reverse engineering, what we call as go back to the source, that is the intention. Then the fourth step is observe how your experiences change. Then fifth, if your experiences do not change, find the parts of your personality that hold different intentions and change them. And the sixth step is do the experiment again. Right? I will read once again the 6 steps to be a soul scientist, to observe the non-physical cause and its effect. So the first step is become aware of your intention. Second step is consider what each of your intentions will cause. Third is choose the intention that will create the consequences you desire. Fourth step is observe how your experiences change. Fifth is if your experiences do not change, find the parts of your personality that hold different intentions and change them. Do the experiment again. So this universal law of cause and effect is called as karma in our eastern region and the golden rule in the western region. This is what this chapter, the soul, the science of the soul, talks about. That is experiment, be a scientist, and our great Brahmarishi Patriji also told, become a spiritual scientist. I think this chapter or this master also corroborates the same thing, that we have to become soul scientist. That can be done by observing our intention, the 6-step method. You can do a journaling and write it down by creating an intention, then consider what effect it causes with that intention, then choose an intention for your desired consequences, then observe how our experiences changes. And if our experience do not change, then we may have varied intention to a particular situation. So we have to tap into ourselves, like what area of that intention is not addressed. Then repeat the experiment. This is what this chapter talks about. If anyone wants to share anything, please feel free to express.
Namaste, Rashmi ji.
Namaste.
So, thanks a lot. It was a wonderful meditation. And I was not there for the past 2 weeks in the sessions. However, today topic is so beautiful. I was so joyful listening to this concept. Very, very clear steps mentioned how one can become a spiritual scientist. There were two things that were very, very catchy for me. One is the fifth and the sixth point, or rather, the fifth is the most important one. So, we all like to create, or let's say manifest things, and then we look through it. So, which means the 4 steps are are happening. Yet the fifth one is something very, very interesting. Means if the experience or the outcome is not being seen, or if the experiences that are happening are not changing as per where we started with, find if anywhere within your consciousness there are different intentions, retune them and redo the experiment. So it's so very, very deep, because this is taking one's own awareness to a much deeper level. Because we set with the right awareness, start creating it, it's not manifesting, then look through your intentions with a different eye, not with the same eye with which we have started the whole thing. So, very, very beautiful, which means we constantly are flexible, we constantly are open, just like a scientist, until you reach what you wish to create. Go back again to your formulas, go back again to what you are doing, and check if there is something that you can retune. Check your belief systems. Check how you are utilizing these formulas are going to bring you the result you wish. So, constantly looking through the belief patterns, constantly looking through the blockages, if there are any, and then redo the experiment. So, very beautiful, and this can be applied everywhere. And as spiritual scientists, this is a formula for all of us to look through one's own journey. So I really liked it. Thanks a lot, Rashmi. Thank you.
Is there any sharing, masters? You can share your experience if it resonates or if anyone has done this experiment. We'll learn in the next chapter, the intention, how two persons, they have their same um, action, but the intentions are different and how the effect changes. We'll go much deeper in the next chapter with examples. So it'll be much clearer to do the experiment.
So, Rashmi, it looks like a quite, let's say, synchronicity, because on Fridays we have Sharada ji also talking about consciousness from Seth Master. And here we are looking through how, on a scientific aspect, thoughts, intentions are manifesting.
Yes.
So, very beautiful synchronicity there. I see
Shall
Indraji
we?
wants to share. Indraji?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rashmi ji, for this session. It's very enlightening. I was reading a book. It's called The Tao of Physics some time back. It says the very same thing. Well, the problem that we humans or the Western scientists have is, he says, they focus on human intelligence and they try to analyze everything only within the realm of human intelligence. Whereas the Eastern mystics of the past, he says, is they went a step further, which was a great leap forward. They took a much greater leap forward than the Western scientists. This is what he says in that book. What he says is they were led by intuition. So intelligence is of two types: intuition and logical human intelligence. And intuition is something much superior to human intelligence. This is what he says there. And we should follow that path. And the good thing is, Newtonian physics is now classed as classical physics. And what is in the lead now is quantum physics. Yes. And the quantum scientists, they are much more in line with the spiritual scientists. This is the good thing that's happening to us. And it's merging the science of the West and the sort of classical science or the spiritual science from the East is now beginning to merge, which is a very good science. I was very recently driving and listening to soul program in BBC World Service, and there one of the quantum physicists is talking about the black hole, and there he says what we physicists are finding out now has been said thousands and thousands of years ago by the Eastern mystics. This is what he said. So this is a good sign. This is a good development. Eastern science is merging with Eastern spiritual science. Thank you.
Thank you, Indraji, for your insight and adding to the physics and science. Yes, absolutely. Black hole. Yeah, they are all trying quantum physics. I think Professor Sharma, Dr. Sharma, they are also working on quantum physics and expanding this knowledge, combining the classical traditional Vedas, what is written, and how the science is trying, quantum physics is trying to prove it. So, yeah, the awareness is sprouting. Yeah, hopefully. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Rashmiji, I see then we have
Yeah.
done the sharing. So, if you are fine, then
Yeah.
we'll end. Yeah.
Yes, yes. If no more sharing, yes, we can
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, masters. Then we shall all meet in the evening session. Contemplate upon this beautiful wisdom that we have listened about, looking through the intentions and re-looking again and again the intentions until we manifest that we truly want to manifest.
Okay.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.